It's the NFL on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see Keaton Mitchell. He's the NFL's ultimate red zone back and your leader in rushing touchdowns. It's the Bears and the Vikings, next on Madden NFL 25.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here in the booth. Partner, these are a couple of teams that struggled a year ago, finished out of the playoffs. They were under 500, but that's what you love about the NFL. A new season brings renewed optimism.
Absolutely, and really, Mike, a lot of new faces at critical places. I mean, there is a lot of new pieces to the puzzle here, both coaching staff and the roster of players. They believe last year is over. They do not think there is any correlation between the squad they're planning to put on the field today and that one that we saw really go through some growing pains and struggles just a year ago.
Here's Michael Badgley, ready to kick this one off. And off we go here on EA Sports. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
There wasn't really anything fancy about the performance in last week's win, Mike. I mean, he had the one interception. He would clearly like to have that one back. Thought he did a nice job keeping the ball out of harm's way. However, it's clear after reviewing the film, he left a lot of opportunities out there. I think there was a lot of meat left on that bone. The 2 touchdown passes, those were great. But if he's going to continue to lead his team to more wins in the future, he has to do a better job identifying those mismatches, finding those opportunities, and when they present themselves, he's got to take it.
They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Once you see that guy coming across the formation pre-snap, Mike, you have to be thinking jet sweep instantly. It's just such a dangerous play that always has the potential for this type of yardage, especially when he wins that race to the edge.
Opening carry of the game for the versatile Christian McCaffrey. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Stroud. The second down throw is incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
On 4th down, it's Corliss Waitman out to punt. Back deep, Jahan Dotson. This brought in out past the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by a 4th-round pick back in the 2023 draft out of Fresno State, Jake Haener.
You think back to last week and what was really a pretty bland game. He didn't do a ton that was overly exciting, but his team was still able to come out with a win. I think that's really a testament to this roster that they have built. Yes, you're going to need your quarterback to play good ball as the season progresses, but in the meantime, they are good enough around him that as he continues to find his way, this is still a tough team to match up with.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. That one underneath to Mitchell. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And That's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
On first down, right back to Mitchell. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Mitchell. Call it a gain of 13. Good for a Bears first down. They'll run for the first time with their fullback. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Hayner. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Here's Hayner. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down. In comes Michael Badgley for this field goal try. That one is good. And the Bears are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. And the defense all over this one. They knock them down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
They run once more with McCaffrey. He makes one man miss, but stop quickly as they hold him to a gain of 1. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stroud. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down. Here's Corliss Waitman now. And he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. Whoa! And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. First and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Mitchell. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. He's dropped for the loss of a yard. Slot receiver headed right. Another run here with Mitchell. And he works his way through an opening. Up past the 35. Nice run for 8 on that one.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the 1st down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the 1st down, just not here.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Mitchell. Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll go. It's Mitchell. And he's going to have the Bears 1st down as they take advantage of what looked like an unsure defense. It was 4th and 3. They picked up 8.
I know it's 4th and short, Mike, but at this distance, you actually have to clear a lane out. You can't just fall forward or push the pile. So that conversion, it's as much of a credit to the blocking as it is to the running back seeing the hole and hitting it.
And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Cleveland Furl able to make the stop. 2nd down and 8. To throw, here's Hayner. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. And he's out of bounds. Mark him down right at the 10-yard line. A big-time play for the Bears. It's a gain of 43 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
They'll have to go the full 10 yards. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Mitchell. He'll get a yard or 2 to the 8. 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal. One more time with Mitchell. And he's close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him short, put him down at the 1. They'll try to run with Mitchell. Powering forward. He's in. Keaton Mitchell. Touchdown, Bears. That touchdown gives him 18 on the season.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Here's Michael Badgley for the point after. He's got it, and the Bears are out to a 10-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. The Vikings offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by McCaffrey. And they will finally run him down up near midfield.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive. Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Again, it's McCaffrey. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Here's Corliss Waitman now, as he is on to punt for Minnesota. Dotson will bring it back. That's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. The Bears offense and running back Keaton Mitchell set to go once more. He's got a rushing touchdown in the game already as you check out where he ranked in rushing touchdowns coming into this weekend. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Mitchell. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Here's Mitchell from the pistol. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the 1st down. Nice gain of 5.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On 1st down, it's Mitchell. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. That stop made by Byron Young. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Mitchell. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard. Here's a 3rd and 10. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Taking off. He'll try to get there. He'll get a dozen out of that one. Scrambling his way to a 1st down.
Mike, anytime you're preparing to play a quarterback like this, the defense has to be prepared to keep him in the pocket. Once he gets out, we can see clearly why he is such a threat with his legs.
On the give, it's Mitchell. And he's not going to get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Back is Hayner. He'll get this one out to his fullback. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down coming up.
So I don't think his fullback was his primary option on that play, but a really nice job by the quarterback working quickly through his progression, getting the ball down to his big fullback, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
Mike, this is the element to the position that this guy brings that's just so unique across the league. Not only the speed, but his ability to operate in the open field as a runner. It is hard for a defense to plan for a guy like this.
On the ground, here's Mitchell. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. A give up the middle for Mitchell. And he does some good work on the ground here. Going to take it inside the 30 with a run of 8 yards. They've converted 2 third downs already on this drive. And here's 3rd and 4. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
Here it is on 4th down. And he indeed picks up a Bears 1st down. They manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop it.
He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. A run here with Rodriguez. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. On the handoff, it's Mitchell heading right. And he's into the end zone. Keaton Mitchell. Touchdown, Chicago. 2 more touchdowns for him here. Now 19 for the year. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Badgley's extra point is good. And the Bears move further out in front. It is now 17-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. They play it short, take it at the 15-yard line, and their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense about ready to take over once more. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive, as they'll begin here with 1st down. Back to throw, Stroud. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
I think the most frustrating element to all of this is when you look downfield, there's guys open. There's plays to be made downfield in the passing game, but quite frankly, the pass protection has just been so bad that they haven't been able to take advantage of any of it.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Stroud to throw. That to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Divine Diablo. And they extend the lead. The defense joining the party. A pick 6 for a touchdown. Greg, they are extending this lead out.
Yeah, now you've just seen both sides just make their impact felt here in the first half. The offense has done their part, and now it's the defense that is able to capitalize on the turnover and take it all the way back for the pick 6.
Badgley now, attack on the extra point. He's got it. And the Bears are able to extend out to a 24-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Throwing is Stroud. He's got his man, Devontae Adams. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. To the right side, this is McCaffrey. And this will wind up a Vikings first down as he gets this up past the 40-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. His pass, caught. It's Chigokonkwo. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. First down throw there is incomplete.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. Then they say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase first downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small. And oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove.
A pickup there of 25 yards. First down, Minnesota. Now, Stroud. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To throw is Stroud. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Rashad Bateman, the intended target. 3rd down coming up. Stroud gonna set up to throw. This is caught at the 2. And the Vikings are gonna have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins. And it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
Now, Stroud. That one, take it in. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Touchdown, Vikings.
Well, after being shut out in the first half, it has to feel good for this offense, Mike, to just get on the board, get something going. But now the question we have to ask is there enough time to come all the way back?
Yeah, just some belief, right, Greg? Just let's watch these guys on the next few drives. Did that give them a little belief that they can stay in this game? Best way to start with that score. The extra point by Sanders is good. And the Vikings try to climb back into this one. It's now 24-7. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This one taken at the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Bears offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. He is the NFL leader in rushing to this point in the season, so he's hoping to put together a solid second half to try to take home the title. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now a toss left side with Mitchell. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. Running is Mitchell. And now we'll get a late timeout coming in the waning moments of this second quarter. No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on fourth down. They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. To throw, Hayner. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis. And that one tied 14 apiece in the second quarter. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. Russell Wilson has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Giants trying to finish that one off and claim victory. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Bears offense and CD Lamb set to take over once more. And he's been as involved as anyone in the league in the middle part of the season. The NFL leader in receiving yards to this point. He'll get rid of it and complete it. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. This pass right side caught by Lamb. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
And out of bounds, but in business. They're going to have it 1st and goal inside the 5. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. The last run going to put him up over 100 yards for this one. So it took just 3 plays, but just like that, they have 1st and goal. They'll run with Mitchell. And he's got another one. Keaton Mitchell. Touchdown, Bears. Touchdown number 3 for him in the game. He's up to 20 on the season. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this third quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 15. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it. Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Bateman is the motion man. On first down, it's Stroud. To the left side and pulled in. Valdez-Scantling. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down. Here's Stroud. That is intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Bears are going to have it at their own 32-yard line.
I think anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, all offensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit overeager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there's a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this. They just have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
The drive will begin with a run by Mitchell. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Open man downfield. It's CeeDee Lamb. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Now, faking the give. He'll get this complete. It's Lamb again. And he's out of bounds in great shape, down at the 15-yard line. On the handoff, here comes Mitchell. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
You have to wonder if next time, does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play? It was clear before the ball was snapped, this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
And he'll take it on in. CeeDee Lamb. Touchdown, Chicago.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Badgley's extra point is good. And the Bears will add one more onto their big lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. The visitors' offense and C.J. Stroud ready to get to work once more. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Here's 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Stroud. Coming across the field, connecting with Adams. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete. I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. Stroud to throw here on 1st down. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, here's Stroud. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. To the end zone, it's intercepted. That's the safety, Percy Butler. And the Bears are going to take possession here as they get it at their own 4.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Bears offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. And with half the season gone by, time to take a look at some of the candidates at this early date to bring home the award for the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year. A give to Mitchell. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd and 7. Another run here with Mitchell. And a good tackle out wide will hold him to a gain of just 3. Here now, 3rd and 5. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And that'll give him lots of room. Out of bounds, up beyond the 30-yard line.
Well, he had such a great first half throwing the football. There's no reason to think, Mike, coming out here for the start of the third, that anything's going to change. He's picked up right where he left off, and the numbers are indicative of just how well he's played.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it over center with Mitchell. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
And this is just more of the same, picking up exactly where he left off in the first half. And these numbers, Mike, as you see him, they just pop out at you. I mean, he has been the driving force of this offense from the very start.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Canadian-born Nathan Shepard. They're on the stop. They'll go again with Mitchell. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. This one caught by CeeDee Lamb. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
A run here with Mitchell. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Trying the left side, here's Mitchell. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Feels like they needed that sack this entire drive. It feels like the defense was really on their heels. The offense was taking it to them really however they wanted to. So to be able to take a deep breath now, disrupt the rhythm of the drive by getting that sack, that might go a long way now to allow them to get off the field.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stroud. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this 3rd quarter. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Stroud. That's caught by McCaffrey. So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. He'll complete this one to Rashad Bateman. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
They face 2nd down and 7. To throw is Stroud. Throw over the middle, brought in by Adams.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a first down to boot.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback...
And for the fourth time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Divine Diablo. And the Bears are in great shape here as they take over at their 46.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The home team's offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. And it's looking like the win streak to start the year is going to continue for another week. What a tremendous performance here as they are out to finish this one off. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. On 2nd down, a run with Mitchell. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. 3rd and 5. Here's Mitchell. 14 on the pickup. First down, Chicago.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Now Mitchell. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. On the give, it's Mitchell. He's taken down just shy of the 10.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
On first down, it's Mitchell. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Here's Rodriguez. He is in. Chris Rodriguez. Touchdown, Bears. Greg in the end zone again. I'm running out of different ways to say touchdown. They're doing it so often here today.
Mike, some offensive play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with a win. But not this coach. He is trying to score every single time they possess the ball.
Badgley's extra point is good. And the Bears stretch things out even further. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Stroud gonna set up the throw. They'll try to set up the screen to McCaffrey. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
I like the call. Using the screen as a drive starter to pick up a chunk play and get this offense into some rhythm. It's clear this offensive play caller anticipated the rush of the defense, and he was able to use it against them.
Throwing on second down, Stroud. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Stroud to throw. He's got his tight end. That's a Conquo. It's a pickup of 13 yards. It'll be a Vikings first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
15 more on that connection. They're making it look easy. That's another first down. On the give, it's McCaffrey. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They run once more with McCaffrey. And a nice gain there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. Here's 2nd and 2. Valdez-Scantling on the move. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up third down. Stroud. He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. He's going to be out of bounds, but he's got the first down, and they are going to set up from the 7-yard line. And they'll run here with McCaffrey. And he's going the wrong way. Dropped back at the 7. The task a bit tougher as they face 2nd and goal. Now Stroud. It is brought in the end zone. Davante Adams. Touchdown, Minnesota. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least it'll pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. And this crowd certainly has liked what they have seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in. They have not disappointed as they have the advantage here in the 4th. And he did not want to go down. Good running. Manages to gain 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. On the ground, here's Mitchell. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
On first down, right back to Mitchell. And this time they are ready for him. He'll be thrown for a loss. No big gain that carry. It's 2nd down. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. 2nd and 11. They'll run. This is their fullback getting the carry. And this defense up to the task there Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. And this defense holds its ground. They stop him for no gain, and 4th down's coming up. The Bears sending out their punt team. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense and Devontae Adams heading back onto the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. And that's going to wind up incomplete.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground.
And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Here we go. One final play. Connecting with his tight end, Okonkwo. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this 4th quarter. So this one in the win column for the Bears. Their winning ways continue. They've yet to be stopped as they remain unbeaten in the month of November. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.